What a week in wrestling, Dan. What a week. And podcasting on the night of NXT Homecoming, we just had Triple H and Shawn Michaels come face to face like they were going to throw blows. All of a sudden, William Regal comes out, stops that. Charlotte's music hits. Now Alexa Bliss's hits. Defending the tag titles on NXT Homecoming. I didn't know that was happening tonight, but very excited for it. Andrade gone again, quietly this time. WrestleMania punted to Saudi Arabia for probably a blank check that we'll never ever see in our lifetime. And Saturday, the first event of the ESPN history for WWE, Wrestlepalooza. I mean, pretty crazy week from a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, we were saying Raw kind of felt dead. Now all of a sudden this all hits at once. Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Where would you like to begin, sir?
Doesn't matter to me.
All right. Well, let's get the smaller headlines out of the way. So Andrade, I saw that he was quietly removed from WWE. I also saw another possible headline was he had a wellness policy issue that popped up again, and that's why he's gone. And I guess he had a straightforward post on social media within the last day or two saying thank you WWE. Which is kind of crazy because if anybody that's been watching him in WWE since he came back, the matches that him and Carmelo have had, I think they went more than a handful of times of like who to see who's the best. They were pretty friggin' good. Like those two were pretty friggin' good together. So you almost thought like, are we turning a corner on Andrade here? Like, is he gonna be that? I don't know, that mid level guy that they keep slowly pushing and then eventually turns into like an LA Knight who gets involved in the bigger storylines. It's it's crazy. Um but then have you been following AEW at all?
Not really.
So I saw this 3 days ago. MJF calls out Andrade.
Oh, okay.
And then Andrade calls him a different word for a female cat, taunts him and puts his hair. Here you go. What did Fightful say? Andrade calls MJF the other word for a female cat. This is somewhat a kid friendly show until Dan wants to talk about Tower 7. Taunts him to put
Okay.
his hair on the line in a match. So now we're looking at a hair match between Andrade and MJF.
That sounds terrible.
In Mexico,
Neither
it's
of them
the
can afford to
mask
lose their
versus
hair.
the hair is Andrade's post.
God.
So
Neither
what?
of them can afford to lose their hair.
Especially at Andrade's age, that's gonna look terrible. What mask do you think he's putting on the line? The black one that he comes out with, or that white and diamond encrusted one that he has that like he saves for like the pay per views? Because he had the white one at AEW, right? I thought.
Yeah. I think he had both. I think he had both. But yeah, like probably the black one. That one's the one I think he's associated with the most. I think.
So Andrade left AEW, WWE, back to AEW. Um,
Yeah.
like, what do you think that is? Like, did you? Um,
I mean, I don't know. I think it's just what they're doing, right? I guess,
Yeah,
what he's decided, to do. And I guess if you're him, if you want to keep doing it, then I guess why not? You know?
um, did you see Booker T's comments on this? Like,
No.
what's holding him back? So, I mean, at this day and time, I'm surprised Booker T was allowed to say this, but he said Andrade can do everything in the ring. He's a hell of a worker. Where do you think this statement went after that?
Boy, where?
He can't speak English. That's what's holding him back.
Oh my goodness.
So then Booker T said he would be the perfect fit to go over to AAA and work over there.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
I mean, and then he said, well, that's why he kind of compared him to Eddie Guerrero and said he could do everything Eddie Guerrero can, but Eddie Guerrero went this far in the business because he could speak English. First of all, do you put Andrade on Eddie Guerrero's level?
Oh,
Me, not even,
maybe not.
not even. There's 15 people I think ahead of him before
Yeah,
that
gotta
even
be at
gets
least.
right. I mean, Booker T needs to get checked for CTE or something. Yeah, I don't know. I hope it's not the wellness policy thing, man, because that can get ugly fast. Like if he is doing something. I mean, oh, according to Alba, he had at least one wellness policy violation during his most recent run. It's unclear if he violated the policy or if he tested positive for a banned substance. But sources said that the company suspended him without pay as a result. And that was as of 1 day ago. That article.
Okay.
So,
Maybe.
and then PW Insider reported that Andrade could not be reached for several weeks after leaving the United States to travel to a country in South America. He did not respond to WWE's attempts to contact him. It was also mentioned that a problem came from Andrade turning down a request to work for AAA. And I guess a top source has been cited in saying the incident was connected to his suspension and it disrupted major creative plans for his tag team with Ray Phoenix. I don't want him. I didn't want him tag teaming with Ray Phoenix. Why are we doing that when we have Penta and Kofi every goddamn Monday night? Hurry up and get
Right.
to it. That's what people want to see. People don't want to see Kofi again. As much as Kofi's done in the business, have him coach at this point. So, yeah, this story's pretty wild, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
And
I think it's just well, it is what it is.
it sounds like he kind of left, and then WWE just said okay. He had 18 months left on his contract, and now
Yeah. I mean, they
Uncle,
probably they
yeah,
probably don't care.
no,
You know.
no, they're two pack back there. And Uncle Dave said he was fired over a disciplinary issue, but a few other sources are saying he just left. It sucks, man, right? Because it's like I think we can name a handful of guys that couldn't just get out of their own way, right? Like they just like they have all the talent in the world, but for some reason they just don't put it together when they're with WWE. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Crazy man. Because I when T got brought back, I feel like I was knowing you with how excited I was because I thought we could do some cool things with Aleister Black and and him, like getting those matches, and then of course Penta. I was waiting for Penta and Andrade. I thought that would have been killer. Carmelo and Andrade much surprised me. That was great. Um, it's crazy, man. It's I don't know. Like if you're him, do you go back to AEW even though you left, or do you try TNA now?
You probably just go back. I mean, if TNA wants him, fine. Like if the deal makes sense for him. But I mean, I think in general, you probably just go back if you're okay with it. You know.
Um, I was thinking about this earlier when I was supposed to be working. This kind of feels like Alberto Del Rio all over again, doesn't it? Like the guy that just shows so much promise. Except Rio was able to get the title, right? He got it once or twice.
He had it at least once. I mean, the biggest difference to it, though, I think, is that um, I mean, there's obviously all the off-screen
Yeah.
BS with him too. Like,
Yeah, he was an
not
asshole.
even related to like
Yeah.
Page and all that other stuff he did too. So
Yeah. Yeah, he was tough to work with backstage. That's the kindest way of putting it. Kindest way of putting it. But
right.
yeah, so that's kind of sucks because I was excited to have him back at WWE, but so be it. He must not have been happy. Um, Another headline. So we got Booker out of the way. Thank God. Um, Sorry about that. Let me get that out of the way. Yeah, so let's talk about it. Saudi Arabia 43, right? Originally scheduled for Nashville, now in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
How sad did everybody look standing on that stage to you?
Yeah. I mean, they just looked like they couldn't have made it more clear they didn't really care to be there.
Yeah.
You know, but whatever. It is what it is. Like
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? You know.
I think this helps AEW more than what people are seeing right now.
Yeah.
Because PR wise, it's a nightmare for WWE, right? Just because they're all, you know, it just shows they're out there for the bottom dollar right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no for me. Like yes, obviously, but like it's not like it's a new relationship. It's
No,
been an
right.
ongoing relationship. So I mean, eh,
I-
where I agree that yes, it's about the money, but it's always been about the money with that deal. So it surprises me a little. I think I said like 6 months ago I was going to be a little surprised if they actually did a real like WrestleMania. I remember there was like a story out there a while ago that said there might be two WrestleManias in one year, right? And then I was like, well, okay, so then Saudi Arabia gets the fake WrestleMania basically, right? The imposter one. just like they did like the greatest Royal Rumble, right? Like that was just a way to say Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, right? But it wasn't the real Rumble, it was a different one. So now that they're, as far as we know, they're not doing two, and they've announced this like as that, yeah, it bothers me a little, like in that sense. But I'm surprised, not shocked, right? Like that kind of deal. Like we know they've had a deal with them. They've continued to have a deal. That deal only continues to grow. So this is the natural next step to growing that deal a little bit. So
Yeah, I
um
I just think the PR thing is. I think the negative PR is escalated just based on the show that it's going to be over there now. Like I figured it would eventually get over there. I didn't think they would take one that was already pre-scanned for somewhere over here and put it over there. Right.
yeah.
Like I think that's the issue because now not only is it like not only is it going to have a completely different crowd for WrestleMania over there. You're not going to get people traveling like you would for it over there. It's also the showcase of the in mortals. It's their show of all shows, and they
Yeah.
made it apparent that that's where it's going to be, right? I mean, and let's be honest. Like they took WrestleMania 42 from New Orleans, and they put it back in Vegas. And because
Yeah.
of everything going on travel wise, like Vegas is taking a killing. So you can kind of see that Endeavor or TKO or whoever you want to say is calling the shots, you know, to keep the UFC events going over there at some capacity. This helps bring a little bit of juice back over there, right? Yes, they made a ton of cash over there, but at the same time, I think my issue is more of you having these shows already pre-planned in these cities, which means you've already had the discussions with those involved in these cities, and you still felt it was appropriate to pull it and put it over and thought like as of right now, we had no idea where WrestleMania 44 was gonna be, right? Yeah, it hasn't been.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
hasn't
it's
been
never been
announced.
confirmed.
There's a report from Sports Illustrated that says Indianapolis is being considered as the finalized event place. So why not just do
Right.
so why not do Saudi for that one? Right? Like why all of a sudden, right? Like how big was that check? Tell us how big that check was.
Right.
Like tell us what they wrote you off that sovereign fund that they used to buy everything over there. I think that's where it's going to be. I think this helps AEW if they can get consistently good TV and good. I hate to use storylines or good shows with how much pricing on the WWE shows have been boosted to be close to what a UFC fight is. I think this helps AEW kind of be like, hey, we know you used to take your family to see the WWE for $275. Take your family afford to come see AEW for $220, right? Like it just gives them a little bit of like, okay, well, I can't have take I can't afford to take the kid right now to go see WWE. Let me see if he can find somebody he likes in AEW, and I could just get him into watching that. It's on HBO, it's on TNT, it's on TBS. If I have HBO Max, their pay per views are only $30 or $40 a pay per view. I don't have to spend the $300 up front to get it, unless I do what Stephanie said and I find a way to use a VPN. Like,
Mhm.
and that kind of ties into what Eric Bischoff said. And not to pat myself on the back, but
But you're going to.
why not, Dan? When I'm right, I'm right. Um, he brings up, like, he said he has concerns down the road, right? Like, he has a his biggest concern is TKO's apparent strategy of increasing WWE ticket prices to match those of UFC. And his issue is that he's not sure those that are making these decisions for WWE are actually involved in the day-to-day product with WWE and are aware of what the negative impact could be, right? Like, he said, of course, in the short term, you're going to keep printing money like you've never been before. He said the market will bear it. You keep raising prices until you finally find the point where you've gone too far. And it's easy to figure that out, he said. The data right now for what these shows produce. I mean, our boy, what is his name? Jonathan, right? Is it Jonathan? The
Uh,
that does all the
who?
data for the shows. That lives by us.
Brandon.
Yeah,
Brandon
sorry, Brandon.
Thurston.
Yep, Brandon Thurston. Like he puts us out every show, every week. Like he can show you everything. Um he said like it's a he said it's like one of the last generational experiences for like a grandfather and a father to bring like their grandson or their kid to a WWE show, right? Like cuz it's like you could afford to bring your kids there. All these and he compared it, which I thought was kind of funny that he branched out, but he said it's kind of like the NFL, right? Like a lot of these no stadiums, like families can't afford to go anymore because of the PSLs and what the NFL is doing to ticket prices, how that's affecting everything. He said it's family entertainment, and that was the good thing about Vince as a businessman. He understood that aspect of it, and that's why pricing was the way that it was priced. And then he said, if it continues to be a family entertainment, family pricing, that kid that got brought by his father or his grandson to see his favorite guy at a show, he's going to want to bring his kid down the road, right? So you're continuing that circle. And he said this kind of, but he said like, and it's crazy, right? Because I was reading this. He gave like a window of like 15 years down the road. That's how far that Eric is l- looking at this being an issue. He's like, because then what our price is going to be down then, right? Like, so it's crazy. Um, but yeah, it it's interesting because this is kind of what I brought up to you, like I think 2 weeks ago. Like I had concerns about this, and I get like everything's becoming more expensive, and they're bundling what is it Disney, Hulu, and ESPN now? And if you have Hulu Live, you get ESPN for free, I think.
Yeah.
So they're bundling that, but then Paramount's supposed to what Paramount consolidated, they're supposed to buy up 2 to 3 streaming networks. So that's going to be an additional price. You have Apple that just bought F1 from ESPN. So you can only watch F1, I think, next year on Apple. Apple is the only place you can watch MLS, the Major League Soccer. So it's like everybody's b- bearing down on these products that they think are going to help them keep them afloat. And that's kind of what screws up the pricing for like the common folk of being able just to say, hey, I'm going to take the kid Friday night. We're going to go watch Backtown in downtown, right? Like, it's crazy. Like, I get it. Like, I get the business aspect of it. I understand the finances of it. It will be interesting to see if WWE, like, if this ever, I know they don't do press conferences anymore. If if anyone from WWE backstage comes out and like gets asked a question about Eric Bischoff, because with Eric Bischoff now asking this question and now bringing forth the concern of what's going to happen 10 to 15 years down the line, that weight, there's some weight there, right? Like that's like he's
Yeah.
one of the guys. So if he's saying, "Hey, 5 alarm here. Guys might want to double check this." Like, you know, as much as people like to say he killed WCW, he also was the guy that beat WWE at the time, WWF at the time. So it's interesting, right? Because it's like you kind of wonder if like the pendulum has swung too far, and are they going to realize it and then be like, oh, we got to hurry up and get back to, you know, having like $60 like 200 level tickets at a house show instead of $90 200 level tickets at a house show. You know what I'm being, Dan? Like it's,
Oh yeah.
but it's a good article for anybody that has time to read it. The best source I found, if you're looking for an article on it, is 411 Mania has the Eric Bischoff, or you can go back to that latest episode of 83 Weeks. Please go back and give them a listen because it was a very good episode, and he calls everything out straight to the point as always, and it makes complete sense. So it'll be interesting to see if WWE catches anything from this or keeps an eye on this and keeps seeing if Eric talks about it. But yeah, so I don't know, man. It'll be interesting. That would be crazy though if like that's the downfall to the WWE.
It would,
Do you
for
know what I mean?
sure.
Like just
Yeah, it would for sure.
because then people can't come out and blame Vince. They would have to blame Hunter, and they would have to blame TKO, and they would have to blame Endeavor.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like this is my biggest gripe about it. Right, for that extra charge experience, for that extra dollar that they like to charge. I know that this is all comes down to greed. You would think they understand they already get that from the UFC, right? So then WWE being a family friendly sports entertainment helps them tap the other market of that. So they get the best of both worlds already, I would think. Right? Like and
You
now
would think so.
throwing in Saudi, they probably got a blank check that can cover them for the next 3 decades or so from there. So it's like how much like it boils down to the question like how much do you truly need? And is it because of how expensive some of these wrestlers are that they signed, right? Like, are they going to have to get to a point where they start clearing contracts because they have people being paid to stay at home? Like, like Tony had to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we always say that they got a ton of people backstage, but it's the same people over and over again we see, right? It's the same things with Penta and Kofi and Xavier. Like it's interesting, man. But the one thing I wanted to get your thoughts on, do, 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 do. Hang on, let me pull this up again. So, there's reports from September 2025, obviously this month, that indicate the Saudi Arabian officials have been actively pushing not just for Dwayne The Rock Johnson, for Shawn Michaels, for Triple H, and for Stone Cold to be involved in matches for that WrestleMania. And they've been pushing for The Rock to headline WrestleMania, which it's been said that they either want it against Roman or they want it against Cody. And the overall payment of the event is said to hinge on this participation. So if that was from what, the end of August, the beginning of September, and they're stating that payment for the event was hinging on that, do you think with them locking it in for WrestleMania 43 means that that's basically a done deal?
I don't think so with all those guys. Like, I mean, at some point, they have to tell these guys, like, look, you have to trust us on this.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get Undertaker anymore. Like, sorry. Like, it's just not going to happen. And it's nothing, it's no disrespect. It's just he can't do it. So deal with it,
Stone Cold can't do it. Sean can't do it. Sean said he's getting both D replacements done next week. So you want him to be ready in a year and a half?
Yeah, I mean,
This is the
Sean.
No, go on, Dad. I'm sorry.
Sean. I think Sean, out of all of them, it would be the most available, barring the knee replacements. But, like Undertaker, I think it's over for him, and I
done.
think he knows that. Like he'll appear and do something like he has, like he did at WrestleMania with Cody. Like he's not against that, obviously. You know, so I think like you can't get that. Obviously, Triple H has a medical reason not to get back in the ring, and he's been pretty clear about that. Like he's not going back in the ring.
Yeah, because the doctors told him he can't. My thought is, we saw the Rock drop all this weight, right? How healthy is it for him to put the syringe back into his butt just to get all that weight back? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he looks like a no, but he looks like a shell of himself.
He's not the first actor in the world to do that, so I think
No, but I guess he started it because he had some health concerns. So, like, if that's the case,
I thought I had read it was all about a movie.
Yeah, he had so he's been dealing with a frustrating gut issue, and somebody compared it to the fact of, if you look at when Brock got sick the first time with the diverticulitis, Brock kind of looked like this. But then I guess there's been the comment that the health issue that led to a period of weight loss and fatigue and a potential heart ailment flagged by a cardiovascular scan that was later deemed an anatomical variation with the help of an AI scan. So he's been going through it, man. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's...
Yeah.
So, did you see the estimated check for this?
No.
So I saw a ballpark of anywhere from, because they're doing the Rumble over there, right?
Yeah.
I saw anywhere from 100 and 150 million for the Rumble, 200 to 275 million for Mania, is what people believe is what the ballpark figures are. Anywhere in between there.
Jeez.
Yeah. Because they already pay, what, 50, 55 for Crown Jewel?
I think so, yeah.
And now that WrestleMania would be on ESPN, right? If they still have that deal, right? Like...
Mm-hmm.
So if you're sitting at the business chair for WWE right now, Dan, if you're WWE and you've been seeing all the comments that I have about the WWE's has sold out, you know, based on what they're doing with Mania and TKO is kind of killing wrestling. What do you do to come out and basically calm the fans? Like stateside. Like, do you do some crazy shows like back to back to back stateside for the fans just to calm them all down? Or do you just say, screw it, we're just going to go collect our check and that's it?
I mean, I don't think you can do too much. You just have to put good shows on. Like fans will stay engaged as long as you have good shows on. Like there's going to be a level of attrition,
Yeah.
no matter what, for different reasons, whether it's economic, political, social, like reasons, that they don't like something. And you're going to get new fans too, right? Like related to some of that stuff. So you just have to keep putting on good shows, and they'll keep coming back as far as like watching it and stuff. Like, I mean, there are going to be people that are mad about it going overseas for an actual WrestleMania. They're just as mad when it's for um just as mad, when they have the crown jewel events and stuff. But I'd be willing to bet that a high percentage of the people that don't like that they go to Saudi Arabia still watch the show at some point, whether they watch the replay after or they watch it live. Like they're going to watch it at some point. They're obviously going to see about it on social media. They're going to see the recaps the next day or whatever, right? Um, so those things are going to continue to happen. So if you keep putting on good product, people are going to go to it. You know, uh, it's just it's just going to happen that way. So
Um, does the Prince fly out the green T-shirt guy?
I don't know.
I mean, he's
I don't
supposedly what,
know.
a real estate guy, right? That's what Sean Ross Sapp said. He's done well in that. I think that was the article said.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah, he's a successful real estate professional who buys his own premium tickets through the WWE's on location program. God, I hate my guidance counselor. Yeah, I mean, if you're AEW, do you put up a show? What type of show do you put up against WrestleMania 43? And do you try and do it in like one of the biggest wrestling cities? Like, do you take over Philadelphia and you do it out of like the ECW arena? Or do you do it out of Pittsburgh? Or shit, do you even go to Vegas and pull off a show? If you can. If TKO didn't block Vegas off.
I don't know if you can do much. I mean, what can you really do?
No, I don't know. I just think this is an opportunity. That's all. Like, I just think AEW has an opportunity to gain some fans because there is some disgruntledness with this, which I get. Like, but you said there's always going to be attrition. I just think this could help them in the long run if they do something big and it stays consistently good, right? Like, I just I don't know why I have an issue with WrestleMania going over there. I just do. I don't know if it's I never wanted it over there. For some reason, like I felt like that was the only show that should stay here. Like if they're gonna take Rumble once every 3 years, fine, do it. Like if you're gonna take War Games, that'd be kind of ironic over there, Dan, huh? uh, you know what I mean? Take it.
Uh,
Like I like fine, take those shows. But for some reason, I don't know. Maybe because I grew up with WrestleMania that I'm just like it has to stay over here. That's probably what it is. Like
well, that right. It's always been a North American, mostly
yeah,
USA. um, thing, so changing it just
Yeah.
changing it just just like I think it hits different, right? Because it's never not been, at least in North America, right? So it is different to go all the way over there, and do it. Um, and it's still a relatively new um, endeavor,
Yep.
you know. No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended there, Dan. Way to just bring that back around. Um, yeah, so I mean, those were the two like big glaring headlines outside of the wrestling ring that were cooking this week. Um, the one big headline that's been going on: AJ Lee's back, Dan. They didn't screw us on
He
this
sure
one.
is.
They did not screw us on this
Not
one.
yet.
How do you feel? You excited? I'm excited to see her in the ring.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's been so long. It's another like punk like return, right? Even though she might not have had exactly the same kind of vitriol he had for such a long time with them. She clearly supported him and clearly had issues that with them and in her personal life, which,
She handled. Yeah, she took accountability
it
for it,
is
and
what it
yeah.
is, you know. Um
Yeah. Um,
uh
Nobody should come back to wrestling looking that fit. I'm sorry, because now I feel terrible about myself.
I mean, she just has not
She came back more shredded than she was.
yeah. I mean, I think she's always looked like that, right? You
It's
know?
she's just she's not human, Dad. Like people like now you got me like doing a mile and a half every day before work now because I saw that and I'm like, ah, Jesus, I gotta cut it back a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, not great for my self esteem, but I'm glad she's back. Um, how do we
Yeah.
feel about it so far? Did with the promos and stuff that she's been in? What do we think?
I mean, I think it's been good. I mean, she also she doesn't look like, obviously with the fitness, she doesn't look like uh like she's lost a step promo wise. I think she's had some good promos. She also now owns the title for the newest and probably least ever guest new chant in WWE. I don't think we've ever had a therapy chant in
No,
uh, WWE, and definitely not something I would have put money on if you said, "Hey, do you ever think the fans in WWE will chant therapy like as part of a promo?" Like,
right,
so, which is interesting too. I mean, for all the weird things that WWE does some days and like some of the decisions they make and whatever, and the Saudi Arabia stuff, I don't know if she told them ahead of time that she was going to do that or not. And I would assume she probably gave them a heads up that she was going to, speak about mental health a little bit and talk a little bit about her own like true struggle with it. And then that would result in an actual therapy chant. Um,
good for her.
and they, I'm assuming she gave them a heads up, and obviously they didn't stop her. So that was good.
Yeah, I don't know if you can stop her from doing anything, right? Like for her to come back, she probably has to have not to steal a phrase from our favorite bad guy here, but total control, right? Like you could probably give her hints on stuff, but I'm guaranteed it's probably like, hey, we would like you to do this, but we understand if you want to attack this a different way. Right? Like,
Yeah.
um, to talk about the success of this, Dan, how many million of views do you think she got in 12 hours?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I heard a little bit of this, but I'm not
93
sure.
million in 12 hours.
Pretty damn good.
WWE's Instagram videos
Pretty damn good.
featuring that featured her return exceeded over 31 million views, with other platforms seeing numbers of 28 million in 1 hour and 20 million in a single day.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
No. And
That's good.
we don't even know what the. It's just. And the latest Raw, supposedly the numbers that they're getting from Netflix. So what would that been? Well, not the latest. So this would have been last week's, September 8th. It had 2.6 million views, up 200,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah. 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 I
It's
mean,
awesome though.
I'm so glad to have her back. I was so afraid we were gonna get like Charlotte or Bailey or and
Yeah, I mean, I was like, same way, right? Like, I forget the rankings we had right off the top of my head, but I know there was a lot of like, it was like, well, she's going to be the number one choice and the most excited, a 10 out of 10 for the options. My backups there were Bailey and Jade. If it had been anybody other than those three, with obviously AJ being the preferred, I would have been upset. I could have been okay with Jade. I would have been fine with Bailey, like because it was gonna, the idea being there, it was gonna turn into a different character progression for her, which apparently we're getting anyway. So it's that's good. I'll
yeah,
take it.
yeah, I'm pleased with it. The past two Raws with AJ involved, a lot better than what we've been witnessing. Would you say?
Yeah, yeah, I would think so.
So to talk about Raw from the 15th yesterday, started off with John Cena appearance and promo. Any thoughts on that? I thought it was good. Spoke about Brock. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I thought it was good too. Like when you don't have Brock there to be a part of it, I thought it was fine. Um,
um, then we got into CM Punk and AJ face to face with Seth and Becky. I don't know if you saw Seth on ESPN today or yesterday. He said when he goes and hangs up his robe, he will be on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. What do you think about that? Because a lot of people have been
Seth.
calling him the current day Shawn Michaels. Yep, Seth.
Um,
I think he's
I
just
mean, he'll be
outside.
close.
Yeah,
Yeah, he'll be close.
yeah. I don't know if he's
But character
on
wise,
the
I'm not surprised he's saying that,
no
right? Like,
character wise. It well because he had Paul there with him too, right? Which I which I don't know if I would have brought Paul to ESPN with me. I think Paul was there. Um,
I can't remember now, but I mean, I feel like it never hurts to have Paul around, though.
no, but he just got done doing that with Roman. If I'm Seth, I would just be like I would just do my character there. But yeah, I think he's just outside of that Mount Rushmore, and I'm confident in saying just outside.
Yeah.
You, you know what I mean? Um, what did you think about the overall like promos back and forth and the smack to the face?
I mean, the smacks to the face were good. Like
Yeah.
she's really like laying him in, and obviously he's telling her like, lay it in. Let's do this. You know.
Well, and AJ
Um,
took that slam from Becky pretty good. Like on her
she took it real well.
like on her collarbone and deck area. She really got up there and like Becky planted her. Um
Yeah,
so
yeah,
so
she took it real well.
so that was interesting to see. But yeah, I mean, is this the most exciting thing on the Wrestlepalooza card?
I mean, I think it has to be. I mean, the Cena Lesnar should be exciting. It'll be interesting to see how they do it, right? The Cena promo lends itself to wonder like exactly what they're doing, you know. Um, I don't think it's going to be any kind of squash. Although it'd be really interesting to see if they let Cena squash Brock just for a really like curveball type like, well, that doesn't really happen all too often. Like I know it's happened, but it's not a common thing.
Um so as of right now, this was published 3 hours ago. The card's looking like John versus Brock, CM Punk and AJ versus Seth and Becky, Cody and Drew. I don't care for. Io and Stephanie, and the Usos versus Division.
Right.
I think it's Punk and AJ Lee's match. I think it's Cena and Brock, and then I think you have to go for Io and Stephanie. I could care less what happens in this Cody match.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
No. Um, just to finish off the Raw real quick. Uh, we had Penta versus Kofi again. You know how much I love that. Um, Lyra Valkyrie versus Roxanne, and Bailey came down, and it was kind of like Happy Bailey. She came down in the AJ
Very happy Bailey.
Lay shirt. Do you think we're getting like this Bailey back when she comes up with the inflatables?
The
That
hunger.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would be cool to see. And then we had Dragon
And
Lee.
some version of that for sure. You know?
That'd be funny
She
if
gave
they.
hugs to everybody.
Yeah, that'd be funny if they do bring back the blow up still. I mean, if you like, right, if they cut off Cody's fireworks by 3, right? He don't need all them fireworks. He's wrestling Drew. Like, let's just get that over with and get on with the card. Um, you can give her like 2 inflatables. That that that'll be great. That would be great. You know what I'm saying, Dan? Um,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and then to finish off Raw, we had Dragon Lee and El Grande Americano, the tall version. So, which you know, yeah, I don't know. I just and Stephanie, yeah, and yeah. So I mean, you had Stephanie, Carrie Sane. We had uh, uh, the Usos kind of get beat up a little bit. Overall, what would you rate this? I thought it was pretty good.
I mean, I thought in general it was pretty good. Like some of the matches I didn't really like care about, so I kind of like sped through them, in general. I will say the one thing I don't really like necessarily or understand, and
Penta and
it's a
Kofi.
common theme here.
Penta and Kofi.
No, that's yours.
Dan, jump
That
on the
that is
train
not
with me.
really.
Jump on the train with me.
I still, I still generally don't care about that yet, but Um, I don't understand like separating Braun and Bronson from Seth so much if they're supposed to be in the faction, you know? Like I don't like I don't get it. Like and I know he's doing the thing with Becky and, whatever. I don't get it, you know?
No,
That's all.
so I had a different thought about this week with like all the Vision stuff ending in DQs. I thought this was kind of like 4 or 5 months into John Moxley's group. What are they called? The Death Eaters or whatever?
Death Riders, I
Death
think.
Riders? It kind of felt like that. Like we were in like the middle of what was going on with them. Because every time they show up, it ends in a DQ. And then they actually fight for real on like a pay per view. But it kind of felt like that. Like it just kind of, I don't know. Maybe that's just a common theme that goes along with stables, I guess you could say. But that's how I was feeling with that. But I do agree. It's kind of weird, right? But it's like, and did
It's just
anybody,
because they don't come out with him during promos. They haven't been, and like
right? And it's all
like so, and then they're doing their own promos. It's like, are they really still in a faction? Like, yeah, they call them the Vision or whatever, but like, there's no tie really there. I don't know, it's just weird to me.
um. Well, it and it's crazy because it's like the only tie is like if Paul's there, they're all together. If Paul's not there, then they're split off doing their own thing. Paul's
Right.
Paul's the glue that brings them together, right? Like
Yep.
which like it's gonna be something to see how this progresses after Wrestlepalooza. Because do you think Becky and Seth win? I don't think they win.
I don't know. I don't think so either, but I guess you never know.
Yeah.
If
'Cause-
we go by the age old like theory that because they got the one up on them last night, they are losing at the pay per view.
yeah, that's a good point. Um, do you think AJ goes after a title after this, or do you think it's she's going after Becky's title after this? I think she might want the
I
women's
th-
title.
I think she's going after Becky's first. I, I think. I don't know if she wouldn't have held that title. It didn't exist. I was going to say I don't know if she's held that title.
Right.
Obviously, she wouldn't have held that title. Um, I think she'll go for Becky's first. I think they'll let her take it. I could see them. They seem to love to do the two belt thing with women, so I could totally see a two belt thing. Maybe they make her drop one, vacate one after, but I could totally see them doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was it for Raw, which was pretty good. Um, you know what? Before we talk about AAA, the full Worlds Collide event, let's go through this Wrestlepalooza card again, and you tell me who you think's gonna come out on top. Then, okay? Cena and
Okay.
Brock.
Cena,
Yeah, agreed. Punk and AJ versus Seth and Becky.
Punk and AJ.
Agreed. Cody and Drew, obviously. Do you think they have him drop?
Cody. No,
Would, would,
Cody.
would that be wild?
It would be wild, but it would be stupid.
What if this is how you got
Unless
Randy
they want,
involved?
unless, you could do that. He could turn on him for sure. Uh, or this could be your way to segue to Punk, I suppose.
Punk and Drew again.
You know, if Drew gets it, and then Punk says like, "Oh, I took care of Seth and his stupid wife, and now my wife is gonna go chase her, and I'll
Yeah,
let Seth deal with probably the some form of the
on the bloodline.
bloodline, right?"
Yes.
And while he's doing that, distracted by that, I'm coming for you because I already know I can beat you,
Hmm.
and hopefully he beats him again. So that could be two outcomes there. If Drew wins, I could see that. If Drew loses, I could definitely see a Randy turn here.
Do you think we get Randy involved at Wrestlepalooza, or do you think that
I wasn't
happens after?
thinking I wasn't thinking that, but it definitely would make sense.
Um, the Women's World Championship is Io Sky and Stephanie Vecchia. Who do you think? Who do you think there, Dan? I gotta say Stephanie.
I think so too.
I
I
gotta
think
say
Stephanie
Stephanie.
too.
Um, and then the Usos, Big Jim and Jay versus the Vision. Two additional questions for you on this one. Does
Okay.
LA Knight get involved and cost the Usos? And is LA Knight the technically fourth man in the group? Does he side with them?
That's interesting. I can't see him as the fourth man.
I don't see it either.
It, it, it's like too much star power for him to be the fourth man. Like it's already borderline with Braun Breaker being in this group. So I think if you add a guy like Knight, it's just like yikes as far as like there's too much going on. Um
Do you bring back Austin Theory to be the fourth man?
you could. I mean, I would rather see the fourth man be somebody relatively, I don't know if I'll say unknown, right? Because it's, like that wouldn't be like right. But I'd rather see it be somebody from NXT,
Okay, that's fair.
like, and not like one of the top guys in NXT, but I mean, I say that meaning like I pretty much just mean like not like Trick Williams, not Ova Femi, right? Like, but I could see like you could make an argument for like Ricky Saints or Ethan Page to join,
Oh, I
just
love
to
Ethan.
even right, even to more so like throw gasoline on him. Like I would consider him a top star now in NXT, but I don't consider him a off limits type top star to put in a faction, right? Like I think he could come up from NXT, join this faction for a while. He brings a different dynamic to that faction and can still like do his thing for the most part and get a rub from Seth at the same time. Um, yeah.
Um, and we don't see Roman, do we?
Um, no, I don't think so. Like unless there's something like weird going on with the Vision tag team match, right? Maybe you see him to maybe you see him come back to avenge like the fact that they took him out, so um you're not going to see him in the Seth thing. Like it doesn't make sense for him to interrupt Seth and Punk and all that and Becky and AJ. So maybe you see him as part of that tag match if some shenanigans happen with that and he comes back and sets that straight, which then after most likely I think Seth and Becky lose and AJ and Becky maybe go into their own program, and Seth has nothing to do. Specifically, he's focusing on Roman, right? Coming back and ruining whatever happens with his tag team, with his guys. I could see that for sure. Yeah, I don't know if he's ready though, right? Like,
Yeah. Anybody but Reg Holland, I'll give the benefit of the doubt to. I just don't want him out there breaking necks, literally. Yeah, so that's it. Main roster wise, pretty busy week. The biggest thing, obviously, being AJ Lee and her confirming that she'll be getting in the ring at Wrestlepalooza. A lot of excitement around that. Can't wait to see that. Hopefully, I do have the ESPN app, so that'll work. Did you watch full Worlds Collide event? Or the Worlds Collide event? Sorry.
I did not watch it like start to finish. I kept up with it online and social media, so clips and things like that.
Dominic Mysterio, technically heavyweight champion of the world.
More than technically.
Well, yeah. It's just called the AAA Mega Championship. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's the equivalent to the heavyweight championship over there.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of thought that was going to happen, right? Like, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder what he's doing. I kind of wonder what he's doing with the dual title deal for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, do you think they'll let him keep it for a while?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
I think so too. Does AJ come and take that off of him?
Not that championship. I wonder if he takes the other one.
Yeah.
Somehow. I don't think he takes that one though. I could be wrong, but
Then we also had Hero Dr. Wagner defeating Dragon Lee, Ethan Page, and JD McDonough for the Latin American Championship. We had the mixed tag team match of Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice defeating Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez. Did you see? I haven't confirmed this, so I should probably confirm this now. But did you see the picture going around that they're selling Mr. Iguana's puppet for $60 online?
that doesn't surprise me.
Let me check. Yeah. And in case if anybody's wondering, WWE does have out the Wrestlepalooza shirts on. Yeah, he's $59.99. Yep, he's up there. $59.99, Dan. It's crazy.
Good.
You could check, and then the AAA.
They do not miss an opportunity.
No, not this company. The AAA World Tag Team Championship, Psycho Clown and Pagano defeating Kofi Kingston and Grayson Waller. And then the number one contenders match was won by Natalia. And then there is an 8-man tag match. La Parker, Octagon Jr., Laredo Kid, and Masquerita Sangrada defeating Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wild. I can't believe he still has a job. Lince Dorado and Minnie Abisbo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. And the cool part about this was streamed on YouTube. So I always like a good YouTube show,
Right.
So yeah, I mean, trying to think. Overall, good show. Um, Hopefully they don't increase the frequencies with those. I like how it kind of is now. But the Wrestlepalooza T-shirt of Cena and Brock, in case anybody's wondering, says the GOAT versus the Beast. And the ESPN WWE shirt looks almost like it's a Bloodline shirt if you take a quick peek at it. It's kind of crazy, like the original Bloodline shirts.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. But yeah, so Wrestlepalooza Saturday, NXT Homecoming tonight that I got to finish watching. Please, everybody, go watch that. Go buy AJ's book. And I guess the last thing I had, I guess so. The small update on Kevin Owens was he had the surgery last month, uh, and he didn't. Obviously, he can't really give us a timeline because he had the fusion surgery, and I think that's what Big E tried, right? Or Big E didn't go surgery; he tried to heal it. But the fusion surgery Stone Cold had, right? And Tyson Kidd had, but Tyson Kidd wasn't able to come back from it. So
Yeah.
hopefully, you know, all good thoughts for KO. Hopefully it heals. Hopefully he comes back. Probably can't wrestle the way he did, but you know, fingers crossed it worked for him and he gets back because there would be a hell of a pop if KO shows up. You know, there's gonna be a hell of a pop. So,
Oh yeah.
other than that, Dan, was there anything else you had? Oh, and the WWE shop brought back the John Cena jerseys in case everybody was really wanting to buy one. The Chain Gang one. It's $100. So
Pretty good.
yeah. So they did bring back different versions of the jerseys. Not that I need to be on WWE shop right now, but here we are. Um, so yeah. So yeah. Go watch wrestling. Go play 2K. Read AJ's book. It is a great book. Trying to think what else. Get ready for Wrestlepalooza. Feel free to use your VPNs this weekend, as Stephanie said. If you didn't or don't have access to ESPN, I don't blame you not paying the $300. But yeah. So, what do you say, Dan?
That'll be funny.
Anything else?
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, we'll see. Fingers crossed. It's a good show.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And hopefully Cody gets beat. But because I'm already over this Cody run. Not even that it's a run. He's shooting Street Fighter, and it could just be that I'm just grumpy all the time. That's probably what it is too. But until next week.
It might be.
Okay, Dan, calm down. Easy there. Until next week, we'll talk about Homecoming, the final results then. Go catch up on that and Wrestlepalooza and everything that we didn't like about that, and hopefully the ESPN app works perfectly. But until next Tuesday, Wednesday maybe. Adios, folks. Have a good night. Go watch wrestling.